And now I'd like to introduce, we're entering the speech part of our meeting, which is the heart of our meeting, and I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Shubha, who will be speaking about the Pygmalion effect.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members, and guests. Long, long ago, in the city of Cyprus, there lived a sculptor named Pygmalion. He carved an ivory statue of a young maiden. It was so beautiful that Pygmalion fell in love with her. So much so that he wanted to marry her. He prayed to goddess Aphrodite and asked her to bring the statue to life. Goddess Aphrodite was impressed by his devotion, and she granted the wish. The ivory statue turned into a gorgeous lady. And Pygmalion, well, he became the hallmark of an idea that greater expectation lead to greater achievement. Now, idea here is that this Pygmalion effect was actually based on this Greek myth. Basic concept of Pygmalion effect is that greater expectations lead to increase in performance. The opposite of that is Golem effect, which means lower expectations decrease the performance. Yes. So the point is, if an artist expects his art to be the best, it will turn out to be the best. If the manager expects his team to do well, it will do well. If the teacher expects his or her students to do well, they will do well. Now, let me ask you a question here. Are we talking about working on the teacher or the manager, or are we talking about working on the student or the team? What are we talking about? Are we talking about working on the manager and teacher?
Yes.
Yes, we are. We sure are. Because the idea of success begins from the brain of the teacher or the manager of the team, and then it reflects to the team. The Pygmalion effect has been tried and tested in many fields. The basic study of Pygmalion effect was done by two psychologists named Jacobson and Rosenthal. These are the people who coined the term Pygmalion effect. They did a very interesting study in a school in California. What did they do? They asked the students to take a test which was supposed to identify the intellectual bloomers. Now these students took the test. Researchers collected the test papers, dumped them in the lab. They did not go through it, they did not check it. They just picked up some random names of students, reported the names to the teacher, and they said that, teachers, these are your students who are going to be intellectual bloomers. They are going to excel in study, and you will see the results in upcoming year. The teachers were excited, and the study shows that at the end of the year, these students actually showed remarkable academic growth. Now that's not some act of magic of motivation. We are talking some realistic results over here. What happened over the entire year was the teachers gave special attention to the kids. They gave some positive non-verbal responses to the kids, like nod, or encouraging smile, or a touch on shoulder. They gave these students more material to study, or difficult material to study. They also asked the students, or gave the students more opportunity to express themselves, or more opportunity to prove themselves. For example, giving more time for responding to a question. It all happened unknowingly. The teachers weren't aware of what was happening, but it happened because it had it in the minds of teachers that these kids are going to do well. No wonder these kids do well. They did well because entire year they got a very encouraging atmosphere. Now this effect, or whatever things the teachers did, it's not quantum physics, is it? No, it's something very simple and basic. We all can do that. I tried it, and it worked for me in most of the areas, like in personal, professional, or social life. especially in professional life. I remember once I conducted a workshop for students. Before I entered the class, the teachers told me that this is the most notorious class in our school. The lady was actually trying to give me some heads up, but I kind of got scared. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to enter the room full of monsters. But then I had a little self-talk with myself. I said, okay, I cannot go with the baggage of expectation of the teacher. I'll go there and I'll start afresh. I did that. She had told me that some of the backbenchers were really difficult to handle or difficult to deal with. When I just introduced some basic concepts, I asked them some simple questions. And everybody was like, oh, I want to answer, I want to answer. And I gave opportunity to the most notorious students. They answered the questions. I praised them in front of the entire class, and their self-esteem got a boost in front of their peers. I conducted 2 hours workshop. Not once did they disturb my session, not once. They were all looking forward to an opportunity to shine again and again. We expect them to do good, they do good. This concept was tried in military, in corporates, in personal relationships, in academics, and all other spheres of lives. We all can do that. We just have to apply some basic concepts like positive body language, expressing ideas positively. If we keep on saying that, oh God, my kids are the most mischievous one. I have the most dull TV one. My spouse is the most laziest one. Oh, they're gonna do the same, because unknowingly you're going to give them those signals and they are going to internalize those ideas and expect accordingly or behave accordingly.
Virginia wrote
So,
posted to me.
I'm not, in conclusion, I would just say that don't expect miracles to happen, but yeah, expect hold some positive and healthy expectations, and more often than not, the people around you would behave according to or exceed your expectations or meet your expectations. That's Pygmalion effect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeffrey.
I'm going to wrinkle the post-it and get rid of it.
Thank you, Shiva. That was a great speech.